goalkeeping position as we look at Crazy George.
Who loves any game.
Who loves any game and is here trying to rile the New York crowd to beat this Houston team. We saw George in Wichita, hired by the Wichita Wings to try and help them beat Houston, which he was unsuccessful at.
All right, the game is underway. Houston in the white uniforms, trimmed in orange and brown, the arrows in their red, white, and blue. Ian Anderson, number 2. Hoskovy, not too hard to pick out. He's the towhead down there. Where's number 6? Dale Russell, a forward, number 10. Chasing the ball, and now here's Luis Alberto making a pass to Jungle, and he just missed. Dangerous, New York dangerous early on. This should be some game. Sutevsky broken up. The Houston Summit. DeRico, the give and go. And it's picked up by Ian Anderson. Now to Johnny Stremlau, the pass too long. Renato Chilla picks it off. And out goes to DeRico. Nice little crossover move to get away from Hoskovy. Now to Sutevsky. Coming toward the line against Russell. Crossfield pass to Luis Alberto. Rolls it along the ring to Sutevsky. Sutevsky on the boards. Russell broke it up, lobs it out of the zones. And it's a midfield controlled by New York again. And now a lead pass for Hoskovy on the right. One-on-one, Kai gets around, bangs it in front, and a save by Messing. That was a little off the mark anyway, but Shep wasn't taking any chances.
No, it was a good defensive play as Stremlau came into the box, guarded very tightly. That's Dale Russell wide open.
Oh, great save. Great save by Messing. Shep looks like he may have hurt his left shoulder a little bit. This is Jungle along the boards attacking. Jungle, a leg save by Poole. Boy, this game didn't take long to warm up at all, did it? No sparring, no fencing, just come out and start shooting. Here's Hoskovy.
Excuse me, Jim, with these teams playing one another 4 times this year and several times last year, they certainly know each other very well. There's no time and no need really to feel each other out.
All right, Gene Strenisser now in for New York in the back line with Luis Alberto. Tuxa comes in the game now also for New York. Tuxa with the ball, number 21. Now to Sutevsky. Jungle stays on. Morielli was trying to break through there, and he was defense. Morielli wearing 19 for Houston. Jimmy Pollahan in the game now for Houston, number 12. Ian Anderson stays in for Houston.
Gene Strenisser and Val Tuxa now on for New York. Nick Mangione.
Tuxa.
Charlie DeLoma for the Summer Soccer.
Nick Mangione out there for Houston. Nick Mangione is a local kid from Baltimore. Played at Loyola. Good young player. I saw that youngster grow up. His daddy was once part owner in the Washington Diplomats. Great young player and kind of indicative of where indoor soccer is going to the young American players, Kyle.
But I hope it doesn't make you feel old at all.
It does. There's Luis Alberto. Leaving it for V, who was coming through. Alberto, a bicycle kick, almost a great goal. Jungle took a shot. Val Tuxa crosses it over now, spins around. Val, great skill. Look at this pass to Alberto, couldn't control it. V's in front, and it's leg saved by Poole again. What action, Kyle, we've had in the first 3.5 minutes of this game. Incredible.
Tremendous Julie V, who's...
Oh, what a save by Poole. Tuxa high up the glass. Jungle off the boards. Kicked high in the air. And Morielli along the boards. Nice work. Runs into 2 people and comes flying over the top. The referee says play on, and it was a good no call. Here's Jungle being marked by Anderson. Arshani in the game along the right boards. In front to B. A save again by Poole. What goalkeeping by both these keepers.
I don't know that Mick Poole has even put his hands on the ball yet, but he's made some tremendous kick saves.
Well, inadvertently hit by the official there. And now Houston trying to take the pressure off their goalkeeper, trying to get it out. Charlie DeLong is number 21 now. He goes off, and it looks like Hoskeby's come back on again. He has. Ball knocked away. Here comes Harshani. He has Molnar on the left. The shot off the fingertips of Poole, and I believe that is the first time he's handled it with his hands. Now Hoskeby, a long looping shot into the goal area. Messing easily picks it off. Goes out to Tibor Molnar. Jim Carvelos, Kyle Road Jr. championship game for MISL in the Nassau Coliseum. Nothing game, 9:53 to play first quarter. We've had plenty of action though. All right, watch Houston now. Gearling, 17 in for Houston. This is Hoskeby, number 6. Broncos will go down for New York now as Dale Russell has it. Left-footed shot, deflected away. Hoskeby trying to get it in. Denied. Ball bounces into the crowd. It's going to be awarded to Houston.
I think, Jim, tremendous. We're going to see the great individual skill of some of the New York players like a Julie V and a Stevie Jungle, but we'll see tremendous combination play from Houston, team that's really played with each other almost or players intact for 2 years. And Hoskeby, Russell, and Stremla have a tremendous instinct for one another.
All right, Mangione comes back on for Houston, as well as DeLong. The ball in front, Messing had it knocked away from him by Mangione momentarily. Now Mangione has it again. Nick tries to play the ball over, but it's broken up nicely by Molnar. Molnar racing and knocked off the ball. The referee says fair. And now the referee says not fair. Zagoda is knocked down by Jimmy Palahan.
It's the first we've seen of Zagoda, who missed last week's semifinal game against Pittsburgh. Played 1 or 2 minutes and then went out with hamstring pull that he's had the last few games.
Here's Zagoda playing it to Molnar. Now over to Harshani, and they roll it back to McLaughlin. McLaughlin now all the way back to DeRico, forced back to the midfield line. To Harshani. I'll tell you, Houston is a tough physical club, but charging on Gearling. Gearling charging in the play. They call it elbowing.
Direct free kick, New York.
Direct free kick, New York. Boy, they've really come out. Both clubs are really high. Along the boards now to Molnar. Back outside to McLaughlin. And now to DeRico. Plays it in off the boards. This is dangerous. Defender intelligently played the offensive man off and allowed the goalkeeper to pick it off. Now it's Houston coming on the attack. Morielli, number 19. Broken up. Comes back to Houston, though. Palahan to Gearling, and now to Hoskeby coming to the line. Hoskeby with the ball. Mangione picks up a loose ball. The referee says play on. Dale Russell with it. Mangione leaves the game, and he's going to be replaced now as Hoskeby works with the ball. You know, it's interesting. Houston got a
2-minute penalty, Jim, on Tibor Molnar holding Kai Hoskeby. Really trying to keep Houston from turning on him.
I was going to say, Kyle, interesting, the substitutions for Houston have not been lines. They've just been bringing a player on and off and working many different combinations.
Here we'll see it again. Hoskeby holding the ball there. And he gets kicked at the back of the Achilles ankle, or the Achilles heel. Very dangerous place to be kicked. Remind you again that Hoskeby leads the league in man advantage goals. Ian Anderson, number 2, who's in the box playing in the crease for Houston, is 3rd in the league in man advantage goals.
All right, Houston working the ball around. Johnny Stremla on the game for Houston, number 8. Hoskeby with it. Dale Russell. That'd be Ian Anderson in the box. Shot, great save by Messing. Stuart Jump also in there. Jump's the one that got the big goal against Wichita to help him get to this final. Here's Jump, get it back to Johnny Stremla, back to Jump, and a goal! Anderson, really good short passing around the goal area, Kyle.
Just what we talked about. Houston, very unselfish in their play. Man advantage situation, that will be a power play goal for Houston. Here we'll see it again. Stremla plays it in to Jump. Jump plays it off to Anderson, and Anderson, who we said is third in the league in power play goals, adds another one.
Ian Anderson and Houston on top 1-0. And we'll be back with more MISL soccer in just a moment.
29 seconds, first quarter. The Summit Soccer leads 1-0.
By 1-0. Houston on top on the Ian Anderson power play goal, or man advantage goal, whichever you prefer. There's a foul. They're going to call what? 2-minute penalty. I tell you what, I think it was a foul, but I want to tell you something else. That was a great bit of acting by Steve Jungle as well. Let's see if I'm right.
Well, our camera crew got it beautifully. Here we see it was a foul.
No, that was a
And
good
his leg went all the way through.
Number 2.
2-minute penalty against Ian Anderson, the man that just scored the goal that has put Houston ahead at this point.
Time of the penalty, 8 minutes, 7 seconds in the first quarter. Anderson, 2 minutes, tripping.
Now we'll have a chance to just see how good these teams are. Houston, second in the league in penalty killing.
All right, New York down 1-0. Now they have the man advantage. Houston scored with the man advantage a couple of minutes ago. Now Renato Chilla playing the point to Luis Alberto. His pass is deflected into the crowd. Good play by Gerling.
Kick in, New York.
Now New York working it around the horn. This is Harshani. Chilla on top. Alberto, he had a little bit of room, but he couldn't control the ball. Now Gerling is on him and stole the ball. Gerling gets away. And he still stays on the ball. Nice job by Danny. Now bangs it off the boards. Back to Gerling. Houston doing a good job here, killing the penalty. Minute 27 of the penalty. Here comes New York again. Harshani, the Arrows trailing 1-0. The defending champs against Houston. Chilla headed away and out of there by Palahan. Good play by Jimmy. Look at Messi come all the way out to midfield to get the ball back to Alberto.
Houston's changed their tactic against Wichita. They played a diamond. They've gone back to a box.
Go!
Great goal by Jungle.
Steve Jungle on a beautiful bit of work by Harshani. And it tied the game at 1. Steve Jungle.
From the far side, Harshani sees Jungle open, hits it with the outside of his foot. Jungle side volley. Tremendous finishing by Stevie Jungle.
His 8th goal of the playoff.
8th goal of the playoff. Steve Jungle, who in 5 previous playoff games has scored at least a hat trick in all of those. He scored 4 out here the other night in the championship win, the Atlantic Conference Championship win over Pittsburgh. And it was, as Kyle said so aptly, beautiful finish, well taken. He makes it look so easy, but how many people can deliver from that angle and where he was? Well, Jungle can.
And with the indoor soccer goal even lower than the outdoor one, it's difficult to keep that shot down.
All right, here comes Mangione, a shot and a save by Messing. 1-1 game now. And it's Houston now, and a foul is going to be called. Obstruction call against Houston, against DeLong.
Good look at our referee, Hans Schwenk,
Val Suksha now on for New York.
who, like both referees tonight, Don Wyshink, who is our alternate referee in the box, are selected by our chief referee for their ability during the regular season. So it took a lot of skill to get to this point for them as well.
All right, Jungle. Anderson's on Jungle all over the field. Anderson picks off the pass steady for Jungle, now to Mangione. And now it's Julie B with a loose ball against Stuart Jump. B plays it in. Good play by Mangione. He stripped, took to the ball. The ball comes to the head of the box. And it's Ian Anderson coming out for Houston. He has Morielli on the right side, but it's broken up. A good defensive play by Sutevsky. Sets New York coming 3-on-2. But Jungle cannot control the pass with his head. Now Sutevsky took a shot off the mark. Val off the boards. Jump, lobbing it back. Poole couldn't catch it because it was outside the box, and you saw him outside, put it out. New York still with the pressure. Here's Zutevsky, crossover around Mangione, goes to the corner, shot and a goal! What a great goal, Kyle. Great individual effort by Zutevsky.
In the corner. Don't know if Jungle hit it or not. No, apparently he didn't. Zutevsky with the shot.
Unfortunately, you only saw the end of that. The thing that set that up was his great moves before the shot. He made a great crossover move to get away from Mangione at the head of the box, then took it off at the angle and hit the opposite corner.
So already with less than 5 minutes, we've had 3 goals in the game. And Jim, I think you're right. They came out firing tonight, not laying back at all.
No counter punching here, boys. Everyone's throwing their best punch. And New York again. Molnar racing. He's trying to get it to Jungle, and Steve cut the other way. And now Houston gets it out of their zone nicely. Here comes Jimmy Palahan, the big defender, coming on the attack. Jimmy outside the box, go to Dale Russell. Russell sets it up for Kai Hoskeby off the glass to himself, heads it toward Messing. An example of Hoskeby's talent. Off the boards to himself, and then heading it to goal, and he claimed that there was a foul call. No, he claims that Messing was outside the box, and he was right.
Here we'll see it again. A little bit of positional play by Hoskeby and Palahan as they keep Messing from throwing the ball before he gets out of the box.
Now, what's the rule on that? Because he actually released it before he came out of the box. His momentum carried him out of the box after he released it. It looked like he was in the box.
There may have been something that happened after we saw that tape. Maybe Messing had hit one of the players out of frustration as,
Russell deflection almost caused Shep some problems. Hoskeby, nice pass to Anderson off the boards, nobody there. Russell, and here comes New York again. Luis Alberto. And out of Molnar to Jungle, and that's as badly as you'll see Steve take a shot.
That's such a difficult shot, though. The ball coming to your right foot, a little bit behind you, running full speed as he was. New York with a 4-on-3 break there, trying to take advantage of a counterattack off the free kick by Houston.
Rocco Zagoda comes back in the game, still bothered by a hamstring that actually kept him out of the first game against Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh last Sunday. He played here Friday against Pittsburgh, but didn't play a lot, did not play like Bronco Zagoda, and he's trying it out here again today. Should be a little better now because he's had a couple days rest. McLaughlin, they roll it around to Messing. Shep lost the ball. Now cleared all the way back into the zone, and Poole gets it out to Mangione. Off the boards to Morielli of Houston. 2-1 New York on top. 3.5 minutes to play in the first quarter MISL championship game. Here's DeLong to Morielli into the New York zone. Off the mark with that pass. So we're looking for Palahan, who was breaking up the left wing, but the pass was off the money. Harshani to Zagoda. Closely marked by Geerling. Geerling took the ball away. Palahan has it knocked away from him by Harshani, and they go to Luis Alberto in the middle of the field. Back to Harshani. Harshani, who made the beautiful assist to Jungle to tie the game up at 1. Now to Zagoda. Beats Geerling with good moves. Shot smothered by Poole, and it almost rolled in behind him, Kyle.
It did, but it's a unique characteristic of indoor goalkeepers. We've seen them do it all year long, where they dive down, use their feet to pinch the ball against the boards.
All right, the interception here by Harshani. Now to Luis Alberto to Zagoda. Franco couldn't hit it with his right foot, and that's where the hamstring problem is. Now the other way with Johnny Stremlau. Dangerous goal scorer. He's ridden off the ball. Good defensive play. Comes out to Zagoda. If he hurries, there'll be a 2-on-1. He couldn't hurry. Now he comes. It's 2-on-2. Zagoda and Alberto. Zagoda stays with the ball. Bangs it in front. Cleared out of there by Palahan. Franco is not Franco today. Harshani to Zagoda. Oh, great pass, though. Zagota had a pass to Alberto, who tried to backheel it home. Now Dale Russell, 2-1 New York on top. Now Zagota tries to split the defense. It's tough to do with this Houston club. They're really a good defensive team.
Well, they collapse very well, Jim, similar to a basketball, a man-to-man. It's a helping man-to-man, and when Zagota or Jungle get the ball, or V, you can be sure that another second defender is going to come over and help out if they can.
Kenny Cooper has done a marvelous job with this Houston club. Here's Hoscovy, the great goal scorer of Houston. Good defensive play by DeRico. Arshani, Hoscovy chases him down. Now they lead it through, and Poole knocks it away from Jungle. Hoscovy turns, he's got Jungle on his back, and Jungle just hit him.
Hoscovy's one of the greatest players I've ever seen at being able to draw a foul, because he knows right where Jungle is. He slows down a little bit. It's like a basketball dribbler slowing down as he comes over the court, and he can draw a foul that way.
Actually, that's what Jungle was saying to the referee. You know, so he was moving as if zigzagging, as if to say, I don't know where he was. You know, I was behind him. He kept zigging and zagging, and we zigged at the same time. Morielli and Renato Chilla fouled him. Free kick coming up for Houston. DeLong touches it to Anderson. Here comes Ian, who scored the only goal for Houston. 48 seconds. A hard left-footed shot is blocked down, as you saw. And Jungle gets up in the air to head it, but it's Anderson with the ball. Stripped of the ball by Julie V. Mr. Magic, Julie V. Marvelous ball control. They call a foul on Mangione, fouling V.
V with his first ever playoff hat trick last game. Tremendous display of skill. Probably the best game I've ever seen Julie play in their victory over Pittsburgh, 11-3.
DeRico plays the ball back to Chilla. See, Houston challenges you. They're just not going to let you have midfield and come out. They're going to make you beat them. Sutevsky, marvelous player. Now to DeRico. DeRico, a hard shot. Boy, a bomb by DeRico, and Poole was up to it. Morielli brings it under control, goes to Mangione. Here comes Nicky Mangione, splits the defense, and he is knocked down. The referee says no call. Good defensive play. And that's the end of an exciting first quarter of the MISL championship game with a score. Arrows 2, Houston 1. We'll be back for the start of the second quarter in just a moment.
Are now available. You can still secure ticket subscription for next season by calling the Arrows office at area code 516, then dial New York Arrow on your telephone. That's NYARROW. Tickets for the season are sold on a first-come, first-served basis. 1980-81 season tickets are now available. Call NYARROW. Here are the shots in the first quarter. New York and Houston each had 13 shots in the first quarter. Saves for Chef Messing 8, for Mick Poole 7. Here are some of the groups attending tonight's match. The Levittown.
Crazy George inciting the fans and signing autographs at the same time. He's become quite a celebrity.
So you look at number 4, Renato Chilla of New York, standing there in front of the New York Arrow bench. Chilla with the assignment, or partial assignment tonight, of being on Hoscovy. Now looking at Ken Cooper, coach of the Summit, who always brings his players out onto the field to discuss their strategy. And you can bet there's a very detailed game plan that his team is trying to follow.
It's actually a very good point, because if you're there behind the boards and you're all kind of cramped up, it's hard for everybody to see and listen. But if you get them all outside in a circle, and they can all see what he's saying, and everyone can see what George is trying to do, trying to get people riled up.
But the other reason too, I think, Jim, is that when you're playing in enemy territory, you want your instructions to your team to be only to your team. And when you have to yell throughout a bench, often people behind the bench can translate your thoughts to your opponent.
It's also a very good point. All right, now they've changed ends of the field now. We go to the second 15-minute period. If you're watching MISL soccer for the first time, 4 15-minute periods. 2-1, New York on top. A goal by Sutevsky, one by Steve Jungle. Ian Anderson scored a man advantage goal for Houston. Here's Renato Chilla, the defender, coming on the attack. Got away, but the ball knocked away, and Russell rolls it back to Mick Poole. Looks like Mick got a haircut. Or maybe just lost some hair. Being a goalkeeper in indoor soccer causes you to lose hair.
I know his wife's listening to this game, so I'm not about to presume that has happened.
Stremlau to Hoskeby, and it hit the post. Great pass, and Hoskeby just missed tying the game up. Long lead to Sutevsky. Geerling cuts him off. Sutevsky got away from Russell's deflection. Now Ian Anderson rolls it around and rolls it back to McPoole. Long throw by Poole, looking for Hoskeby. Off the boards, Chilla plays him well. New York loves to do that long throw off the boards to Jungle or Zagota.
Messing is still the best in the league at that, but Mick Poole has become a lot better as the season has progressed.
Morielli just got a 2-minute penalty, and that's a good call. You can really hurt somebody with that, tackling them like that from behind. That's a good way to break somebody's legs.
Looks like an automobile trying to pass another on the freeway as Morielli comes flying up for a tackle from behind on Sutevsky. Hoskeby pushing Charlie DeLong away, trying to avoid a second penalty to DeLong for dissent.
So Morielli will sit down for a while.
Remember the last time this happened, Stevie Jungle scored on the power play. Both teams have scored on power plays tonight.
That's right. They're 2 for 2 on the power play goals. Alberto now, and New York sets up their power play offense. Jungle. Out of Tuxa. Last time they had Chilla as the point man. Now it's another defender, Tuxa. Now it's Alberto. New York's players, so much skill with the ball. They can put anybody out there. They all handle the ball well. There's a shot off the mark. Poole might have got a fingertip on that ball. Tuxa to Alberto now. DeLong and Anderson and Geerling and Callahan playing defense. The ball across the goal mouth. Recovered along the boards by Tuxa, whose pass is knocked down by Geerling. Alberto shot and knocked down again. That was off the foot of Julie V. Now they swing it to the right side to Harshani. Harshani over to Alberto. Plays it to Tuxa. Now on the right to Harshani. Now to Tuxa. Now to Alberto. Now the shot and a great save by Poole. A great save by Poole as they found a way in.
Two good saves. Poole knocking the first one back up, but it hits, comes right back to V. V heads it back in. Poole not content with the first save, jumps back up, gets attention. We've seen Messing make some great saves just like that this year.
That was a foul against New York in that boxer, so that's why we have the free kick high in the air. Controlled by Tuxa to Alberto. Time of the penalty, 48 seconds remaining. Here comes Harshani. New York. Jungle trying to get it to V to Jungle. Great defensive play by Anderson. And Jungle is shot into post by Tuxa. 38 seconds of the penalty. New York swings it to Harshani in front, knocked away. Hard shot off the mark by Tuxa. New York really applying the pressure. 29 seconds. Cross field. Harshani brings it under control. A back heel to Tuxa. Tuxa now to Alberto. Over to Harshani.
No goal. We're having holding on New York.
No goal. We were holding, I believe, the goalkeeper for Poole.
Let's see if we get a good view of it on the replay. Inside, there's the hold. Right there, V is holding off on Callahan.
Yes.
And our referee, Hans Schwink, saw it. So no goal for New York. A difficult call, a dangerous call with these fans now incited, but a correct one.
A holding call. Callahan was being held, and they nullify the goal. It's 2-1, Houston. Here's a save, a leg save by Poole. Morielli almost had a breakaway. Teams are at equal strength now. Hoskeby gets the ball on the right side of Morielli, who's out of the penalty box. Broken up by Alberto. And now here's Julie V. Julie V and Jungle on the left side. And getting to the ball first was Callahan. It's obstruction against Callahan. Well, I tell you.
Schwink saw him try to butt against Palahan, and he said, if you do it again, you're going in the box. Here we'll see it again. Two former players, teammates on the national team. There he is. He tries to butt him. Great camera work by our crew.
Yes.
Right on top of the shot, the head shot, but not on the ball on the chest of Jim Palahan. Palahan, who played for New York last year.
Here comes Shep Messing over to the referee behind the boards now. He's having a discussion with him right in the middle of the field, right? There it is. I don't know what they're discussing.
I'm guessing the reason for that, Jim, is that on the goal that was disallowed, the timekeeper had already eliminated the penalty to Morielli, and the clock went off the scoreboard, Morielli's time clock.
Yes.
As they restarted play, Morielli saw there was no time left on the time clock. The penalty box judge saw there was no time left on the scoreboard on Morielli's penalty, so he let him go back in the game.
All right, here's Tux's shot off the mark. Cleared out of there momentarily by Haskivi. Morielli battling. Morielli's really a competitor, isn't he? Here comes Alberto. He's played a terrific game. Luis Alberto, young defender. Jungle's shot is saved by Poole. Long throw. All right, good play by Val Tuxer. Good, solid, hard defender. Talk so much about this New York offense. Here comes B and a whistle and a foul. Talk so much about the New York offense with people like Jungle and Zagoda and V. But that defense with Renato Chilla and Tuxa and Sutevsky and Alberto, boy, they're really something. Arshani.
Excuse me, you're right. They have a tremendous ability to overlap, which is a technique that only really New York and Houston have been able to use. New York players upset because they felt V had the advantage, and Schwink put them at a disadvantage by even calling that penalty against Houston.
Jump rolls the ball back to Mick Poole, who's been a busy man today, and he's been brilliant. Here comes Jump. 2-1 the Arrows on top of Houston. MISL championship game. One game for all the marbles. Russell to Johnny Stremlau. Haskivi shot blocked down in front by Gene Strenisser. Alberto clears it along the boards. Jungle against Anderson. And Jungle on top of Mick Poole. And Poole got up right away. Jungle just getting up. Here's Dale Russell. Haskivi tried to give him a little touch pass cutting through, but it was broken up by the good New York defense. Now it's Julie V, and down on the ground went Strenisser. Referee says play on ours, foul against Houston. Watch Jungle. Oh, great play by Anderson. He stripped Jungle the ball.
Two members of the Major Indoor Soccer League Coaches All-Star team. Ian Anderson, #1 defender. Jungle, #1 forward.
Here comes Gene Strenisser of New York. Gets it back to Alberto, and now to Sutevsky, who's just come in the game. Off the boards. Jungle misfired in front. Jump. Lobs it back to Mick Poole again. 9:34 to play in the first half. Jim Carvalho's Kyle Rowe Jr., the MISL championship game. The end of a brilliant season for this fledgling league, only its second year. Nice pass up front. Here comes Houston. Morielli had it knocked away from him. Good defense. Molnar in there with Strenisser. What a tackle by Palahan. This is a hard game. Mangione, #18, the rookie from Loyola, Baltimore. Play it back to the American defender, Jimmy Palahan. Palahan. Back to Morielli. Now to Mangione, who was being held and moved off the play by Strenisser, so he runs him into the boards and gets a 2-minute penalty.
I don't believe he'll go 2 minutes, but they're going to call him for pushing.
Right.
So he will not go into the penalty box, right?
Sutevsky, Palahan bothering him. Mangione knocked it in the crowd. Mangione, Morielli in the ball game. Ian Anderson, Jimmy Palahan.
Franz Krauthausen also in for Houston.
Krauthausen, #30.
With the ball.
Franz Krauthausen, #30 with the ball. Plays it to Mangione along the boards. Rolls it back to Krauthausen. Ian Anderson comes free along the right. They find him. Anderson now overlapping the defender who loves to score goals to Mangione, but it's broken up by Molnar. Krauthausen racing for it and rolls it back into his own zone to the goalkeeper, Mick Poole. Poole to Palahan. Jungle chases him. Palahan just fires it into the zone, an offside pass. Palahan didn't want to take any chances with trying to beat Jungle because there was no one between he and the goalkeeper, so he just fired it out.
The safest thing to do, Coach Cooper has told them, when you're in doubt, to lay the ball out. Don't try and beat a Jungle or to go to one-on-one in the defensive zone.
All right, indirect free kick now. Sutevsky back to Gene Strenisser, who fires it into Jungle with his shadow, Ian Anderson. Anderson has scored the Houston goal. He scored the game's first goal. Here comes Hoskeby. Dale Russell with him on the left side. That's Al Trost. Hoskeby got around Trost. The shot was blocked down by Strenisser. And the ball banks off the boards. A favorable bounce for New York. Sutevsky to Jungle, a goal! Give him a chance.
And it was not even a big mistake. Great pass by Sutevsky to Jungle. Full speed, traps the ball, hits it first time. You can't say enough about Stevie Jungle. 2 goals tonight. That puts New York up 3-1 with 7:46 to go in the first half. Great individual play, and timeout's been called by Houston.
There's a timeout with a break in the action. A reminder, 3-1 the Aeros over Houston. You're watching MISL Championship Soccer.
Houston has taken a 60-second timeout. And ladies and gentlemen, we ask once again that you refrain from throwing any items onto the field. The security guards have asked.
All right, Kyle. Steve Jungle now, regular season and playoffs, according to my figures, has scored 99 goals. He had 90 in the regular season. He scored 3, scored the hat trick in Pittsburgh last Sunday, scored 4 here Friday, that's 97. 2 more here today is 99. And trying to make it 6 straight playoff games, the only 6 he's played in, where he's had at least a hat trick. He's on his way.
Tremendous. The one player that Houston was worried about, Kenny Cooper, right now, as we look at some of the happy New York Aeros fans, holding up the number 1, thinking their team's the best team in indoor soccer. And at this point, they're probably right. But Cooper very adamant and animated on the sideline with his players, trying to impress upon them that you can't give New York even half a chance, because they'll do just what they did.
New York gave up the game's first goal as Don Popovich surveys the crowd. He looks pretty happy for Don Popovich.
Well, the ulcer hasn't flared yet. He is. He's smiling. And
he's smiling because the guy next to him is playing for his team. Yeah. Jungle.
There's a look at the Houston bench. Kenny Cooper still talking to his troops.
Don't count them out. Don't count them out by a long shot. There's a lot of talent there and a lot of time to go. But you know what? New York already, in the first 20 minutes of this game, has scored as many goals as it took them more than 59 minutes to score against Houston the last time they were here. They beat Houston 3-2, but they did it with 2 goals in the last minute 40.
And would you know who scored those 2 goals?
Yes.
Stevie Jungle. There's a good overlap. That's what we talked about. Chilla coming around the weak side.
Franco Zakota in now. Franco took a shot with that right leg that was deflected off Geerling. Franco got a foot in the ball, but here comes Johnny Stremlau. Stremlau looking for Geerling, who was cutting, but New York really got back on defense that time. They had 4 guys back and cleared by Luis Alberto, and that's an offside pass, a pass over the 3 lines in the air, and we'll bring up an indirect free kick at the line, at the red line here of New York.
Early in the game, Houston had wanted to have pretty short shifts, trying to keep the energy because the tension was draining in itself. And they're taking another opportunity right here to get pretty much a fresh team on the field. Palahan, though, staying in.
DeLong is in, and Mangione comes back in again with Morielli, Jimmy Palahan, and Geerling. Morielli, nice work. Shot, save, Messing. DeLong's shot is blocked by Trost. Mangione tried to hit a left-footed volley that was off the mark. And here comes Alberto. Oh, good pass to Trost. Segoda's in front of the goal. broken up. Here's Franco, pushed off the ball, and they're going to call a foul on Zgoda running in to Palahan. Franco's not very tall, but he is strong.
He is strong as a bull, and imagine only 18 years old and able to play and have the touch on the ball that he does.
As we said before in the first period, that's the hamstring wrapping.
Ian Anderson back on now for the Summit Soccer.
Keep listening, guys. All right, with the ball, it's Ian Anderson up along the boards. Racing Krauthausen comes in. Great effort. Great save by Messing. Krauthausen ran a long way that time. Here comes Zgoda. Zgoda, great move. Fakes it, goal!
Great individual play as Zgoda comes down. He'll put the ball between the legs of Anderson. Fakes once. You're right, Jim. He faked, pulled down on the ground. So many similarities. Pretty happy young man.
You say he lit up a little bit after that goal?
The first goal of the playoff for the Laser, number 20.
That's Zgoda's first playoff goal, only because he's really been injured. Didn't play in the first playoff game, hardly played in Fridays, and has played limited today. But Franco Zgoda injured is better than most people, 100%. They call him the Laser here.
I think the reason they do that is because his shot goes so quickly. It has the speed of a laser, and he does probably have the hardest shot with along with that man right there, Dale Russell.
And they're going to get a 2-minute penalty to Chilla. And I'll tell you what, Chilla was beaten by Russell. He would have come in one-on-one, and Chilla stuck up his hand to get a handball, but the referee gave him 2 minutes because it was an intentional handball.
Exactly right, and now Jungle will go off. Here comes Gene Strenicher, part of the penalty killing team for New York, along with Dorico, Julie V, and Damir Sutevsky. Remind you that Houston scored on the power play Anderson early in the first quarter to take a lead.
Shot deflected by Strenicher in front. Sutevsky coming out of his zone. Damir Sutevsky, what a great move, and still chasing it down. So New York attacks even when they're a man down. Here's Ian Anderson.
They lead the league, Jim, in shorthanded goals with 6. And that's a good indication of why they do. They're not afraid to attack at all.
Oh, shot by Hoskovy off the mark. Guy got it back again. Alberto, a little casual in his own area. Came over the top on Russell. Here's a good pass for Jump and a goal!
Tremendous skill by Stuart Jump, the man that scored the winning goal against Wichita. In Wichita, the overtime game.
Popovich really got mad on this. Right through Shep's legs. Pop really got mad after that goal. I kind of looked over that way, and he threw his arms up and then down in disgust. So I know Pop knows one thing. We got to keep guys out of the penalty box because Houston is murder with a man advantage.
Great pass there from Johnny Stremlau. All-American from St. Louis area.
Kyle, you were absolutely right on the money when you talked about Jump skill because, as you said, he took that pass off his chest, got it down to his foot, and hit it quickly and beat Messing, and that takes a lot of skill. That's the kind of skill that a Jungle or a Zgoda has, or a great goal scorer. And the unbelievable thing about it is that Stuart Jump is really a defender.
Another great pass from V to Jungle. That could be dangerous. Jump last year played more of an attacking defender. This year he's primarily been a defender, but he was 7th in league scoring last year, which gives you an indication that he knows where the net is too.
So Houston fighting back now. They're down 4-2. Here's Mangione outside the box. Tries to lob it over Messing, could not get it. New York coming out. Anderson breaks it up, and he draws a foul for his effort. Anderson stopping Strenicher illegally. Obstruction call. 4.5 minutes to play in the first half. It's been a good championship game. Resplendent with action. Jim Carvelis, Kyle Rhodes Jr. The Arrows went down 1-0 on a man advantage goal by Anderson. Then they came back with 4 goals. one by Sutevsky, one by Zagoda, two by Jungle, and now coming back to make it 4-2 was a brilliant goal by Stuart Jump, again with a man advantage. That's where we're at right now. At halftime, we'll be talking to the scoring machine of Houston, Kai Hoskeby. Kyle Rowe talked to him before the game. Then I'll have a little chat with the commissioner, a very happy commissioner, we might add, of the MISL, Earl Foreman. As you see V banking in front and picked off by Strenisser, who's really hounded by Ian Anderson. What a tiger he is. Strenisser. Jean. Harshani. Morielli watches him.
Got a real mismatch in the box. V on Mangione. They want Jump on V.
Now what are they going to call? I think they had V backing into Mangione. And Julie's saying, why didn't you give me the ball?
Just what we were referring to. Obviously, you would want Stuart Jump, who's done such a good job on V in all their meetings, on him. There's our referee in the box. Don
See that
Wyshek.
whistle in his hand, too. He can blow that whistle and call a play on this field. He's not just spectating. Here's Hoskeby. Pass and a great save by Messing. And now headed back in the box. Here's Hoskeby. Broken up by Val Tuxa, and they're going to have dangerous play against Hoskeby. Anderson and Jungle, that's the battle there. Look at these two guys go. Well, that was a great save by Messing. He came out to stop Stremlau. Referee says play on. Here comes Dale Russell. Houston down 4-2. Give it to Kai. Hoskeby is knocked down by Tuxa. Val knocked him down outside the box with 3:05, and you know what? That goal really lifted Houston, Kyle. They're really a little more urgent now.
We can notice several different kinds of skill. New York primarily relies on the individual beating several players. Houston with a weave type of offense where they take the ball to one side, let another man come behind, leave the ball for him, and now we'll have a free kick for Houston.
Russell plays it to Stremlau, who was trying to get it to Hoskeby, but it was broken up. They bank it back now to Jump, who rolls it to McPool. V in the zone, trying to force Poole to make a mistake. He did. He hit it over 3 lines. It's going to be an indirect kick the other way.
Well, on a relative, excuse me, Jim, on a relative basis, that wasn't too bad a mistake, because if he had not done that, Jungle could easily have stolen the ball, or quite possibly could have. So that's the lesser of two evils. Give them an indirect free kick there, as opposed to taking a chance that Jungle could go one-on-one against him.
Russell away from Harshani, Anderson away from Jungle, and now it's Strenisser in the middle of the field. Jean go to Harshani. Back outside is Strenisser. Harshani. Russell stolen. Hoskeby now. Hoskeby around Strenisser, and a foul on Strenisser. 2 minutes. Tripping. Look out. Houston with a man advantage again. Same spot on the floor, too, by the way, where Tuxa handed the ball before, right in front of the Houston bench. And there's the veteran Gene Strenisser to the box for 2. Chilla and McLaughlin, Kyle, come in to play defense. Well, they're all going to be playing defense now. Jungle and V will be out front.
That's an incredible pair to have out front killing your penalties. You wouldn't think you'd want to waste their energy. But of the 4 penalties that we've had prior to this, 3 of them have resulted in goals.
Russell and Jump, and that was a good save. I think McLaughlin got a piece of that. Hoskeby stops the ball, and it's Houston with it. Houston with a 3rd man advantage try. They've scored the first 2 times. Here comes Anderson. He scored with the first one. Now to Johnny Stremlau. Stremlau, good hard player. And now to Russell, and now to Anderson, penetrating shot, knocked down. I think that hit Chilla.
I'll tell you, Chilla is going to have a headache in the morning, because he took that right off his forehead, knocked him back about 3 feet. But what courage to stay in there with the shot from Anderson.
1:15 on the penalty, off the mark. Russell off the mark, Jump, and it's deflected into the crowd off Chilla.
So we'll have a corner kick as it goes over the top for Houston. This is really dangerous, particularly on a power play situation, because New York with 1 less defender, they'll have to put 1 man, which they do, V, in front of the ball. Someone's going to be open.
I want our director, Harlan Singer, to get a shot of Popovich. I have never at some point. I've never seen him so nervous. He's been banging his hands on top of the boards and throwing them up in the air. He's really up for this. Well, if he can't get up for the championship game, what are you going to get up for? Here's jump, Hoskeby, they clear it out. Look at Pop now. Well, now he's not doing anything because I told him. Oh, Anderson, just too casual. Now look out, Poole and Jungle. And he took him down for a 2-minute penalty.
Popovich wants 5 minutes. He's out of the box. Popovich out of the box for New York.
Yellow card.
There's Popovich. He wants 5 minutes. I don't know if we'll get 5, but we'll certainly have 2.
Mick Poole came out. He was caught out of position because, as we've told you all year long, with a man advantage, a lot of teams will bring their goalkeeper up to save a ball from coming all the way into the zone and conserve time. But that was not the time for Mick to come out because Jungle, it was a 50-50 ball, and Jungle had control, actually. But since Mick had come out that far, he had to go all the way, and he did, and he banged Jungle pretty hard. He gets a 2-minute call.
We may get 4 minutes, Jim. 2 minutes for the foul. And probably 2 minutes for gentlemanly conduct. I think we've got it. Here it is. There's Jungle. Gets by Anderson, and here comes Mick Poole.
Watch this collision.
There's a double penalty. To Houston goalkeeper number 00, Mick Poole.
Mick Poole.
2 minutes for charging.
2 minutes for charging.
And 2 minutes for ungentlemanly conduct.
And 2 for ungentlemanly conduct. Steve Jungle trying to clear the cobwebs. All right, now there's still going to be equal strength for at least 18 seconds here because we had a penalty against New York, as you'll remember. So now for 18 seconds, it's going to be equal time, Kyle.
And we'll have to explain that Mangione is in the box for Poole. In the Major Indoor Soccer League, the goalkeeper does not go in the penalty box, but another player must. So Poole will still be on the field.
Same in ice hockey. On the right. McLaughlin off the boards, cleared by Gearling. Nicely, they clear the ball. Now, New York has a man advantage because Harshani's out of the box. So 15 seconds to go in the half. The shot off the glass, a clearance, and Poole lucky to save that one. And a brilliant save by Mick as B was right there. 5 seconds to go in the half. 4-2 New York on top. And that's going to be the halftime score, Kyle. An exciting first half of championship MISL soccer with a score. The defending champions, the New York Arrows, 4, and the Houston Summit 2. We'll be back with our halftime activities in just a moment.
At the end of the half, the New York Arrows 4, the Houston Summit Soccer 2.
Another game. Well, in addition to the attraction of indoor soccer tonight, our producer Gary Dubin showing you some of the attraction that our fans are enjoying here at the Nassau Coliseum.
Kyle, what did that promo say? It'll really knock you out? It can knock you out.
We've seen some top shots by our players and a performance here that's really knocking some fans out.
A lot of talent on this field tonight.
like to quickly go over our first half scoring, remind you that Houston jumped off to a quick 1-0 lead. Ian Anderson on a power play. And then Jungle came back with a power play goal for New York to even up the score. Sutevsky then for New York put him up 2-1. Jungle, second goal of the night, put New York up 3-1. And finally Segota came in with a beautiful individual play as he faked one defender, faked the goalkeeper Mick Poole to the ground, put New York up by 3, 4-1. And finally, power play goal by Stewart Jump for Houston as they've come back to 4-2. Second half of tonight's play. Now back to Jim Carvelis.
All right, thank you, Kyle and Ron. I'd like to wish you luck on that franchise in Denver, but you won't need it. It's a great sports town, and it's a great game, and that's an unbeatable combination. All right, second half underway. New York on top of Houston 4-2, a lot of time to go. And a lot of things are going to happen. Luis Alberto now of New York. Get it back to Chilla, back to Alberto. They have a man advantage, remember. Here's a shot that's deflected. New York's going to be operating for 2 minutes and 45 seconds now with a man advantage. Here's Alberto. Broken up by DeLong. Run down by Chilla to Harshani. Jungle's operating on the left side. Ball goes behind him to Alberto. And they scored their power play goal before. It was a pass like that to Jungle from Harshani. Harshani plays on the right wing, Jungle on the left. Here's Steve with the ball. Now Alberto's penetrated a little bit. So Jungle's going to be more on top here. Chilla, go!
Renato Chilla, the defender. Ball comes outside from Jungle. Hits it from about 25 yards out. I think Mick Poole probably was screened by Charlie DeLong and Julie V as the ball went back across. Goalkeeper cannot possibly keep his eye on the ball all the time, and Chilla hit it at the opportune time. There he is, his first playoff goal, Renato Chilla.
Steve Jungle got the assist on the Chilla goal as he teed it up for him, and Renato hit the back of the net. And now, all right, now those were successive penalties, which means now that the first penalty is over. They don't get the man back again. They're still going to play a man short for the next minute 49. And that was a big penalty in the game.
And unfortunately for Houston, if New York had scored that penalty a few seconds later, it would have cut into that second penalty.
That's right.
And they would be even at this point.
And there's Mick Poole, who's played a courageous game in the goal. You can't really fall in for any one of the 5 goals. They were really bullet shots, hard shots, on most occasions with a man down as far as he was concerned. The only thing is that Mick created the penalty. Here's Anderson coming out, just cleared it. Messing came up to break it. Get it right back on the attack again with a minute 3. And now to Chilla, the goal scorer, to Harshani. Harshani back to Renato. Chilla to Jungle. They come on him right away. Chilla, Harshani. Alberto, shot, knocked down off Anderson in front of the goal. That was really had some mustard on it.
Messing out, excuse me, Jim, Messing out, playing sweeper momentarily as he saves New York some valuable seconds.
New York, 30 seconds to go on the penalty. Cleared. Messing comes up to get it.
Houston not even trying to attack and the man down. They've been under pressure for so long that they don't want to waste any energy.
5-2 New York.
15 seconds remaining.
15 seconds on the penalty. The Harshani shot is deflected off Jimmy Palahan. Chilla gets it over to Jungle with 6 seconds of the penalty against Geerling. Good pass to Harshani off the boards. A deflection goal. I believe it was Julie B. Julie B. (6-2) the Arrows. And again, they make Houston pay for penalties. That sortie by Mick Poole coming out at the late stages of the first half to board Jungle Cost them 4 minutes of penalties and 2 goals.
There's number 10, Julie V. 5 power play goals tonight. As Messing over at the side.
Now wait a minute. I think
the alternate referee had called a foul on V, I believe, for holding off. So now
Popovich is mad again. Pop is really going to it now. So is Messing. Of course, Shep's a little cooler about it. Pop isn't very cool about it. Shep says, look, I'll take care of it. I'm a lawyer anyway.
A clubhouse
Shep
lawyer.
went to pre-law school, I guess, at Harvard. So he told Jungle, look, I can handle the language a little better right now. Popovich, I'd hate to hear his language.
Particularly when you've been a great player. Popovich at one time, they thought he was one of the greatest midfielders in the history of European soccer. Now pulling out a few hairs on the back of his head.
It's 5-2. That's the second goal that's been disallowed because V was pushing a defender in front of the goal.
So now, again, the penalty with Mangione in the box, a penalty to Mick Poole may not have run out. In fact, I don't think it did.
Yeah, Mangione's coming out of the box now. He's going to walk. Well, he was about to walk over.
We take a look at the quality of shots in the first half.
Both teams are at equal strength. The penalty had expired.
So the penalty apparently had expired. I was wrong. It would not have been a power play goal for V had it counted. So now we'll be at even strength.
11:59 to play in the third period. The New York Heroes trying to defend their MISL championship, leading Houston 5-2. Kai Hoskeby in the game. Intercepted by Tuxa, the pass intended for Russell. Here's Val. Tuxa over the line. Now for Jungle. Along the boards, being hounded by Ian Anderson. They double team Jungle and steal the ball. And now stolen by V. Julie off the boards, and what a save on Jungle by Mick Poole. Point blank in front. Poole came up big. V in front, off the heel of Jump. They screen him off. Alberto blocked down by Hoskeby. A great save by Poole. What action. Jungle looking for V. Anderson goes to mark him. Outside of Gene Streniser, across to Jungle. Shot blocked down by Jump. Broken up, and Houston trying to get it out of their own zone. And it's deflected away by Alberto. Lob back in off the glass for Jungle. Watch Jungle. Leaves it for Alberto. Tries to bank it in front. Alberto got it just past Jungle. Picked up by Hoskeby with 10:47 to play, third period. New York steals it again with Alberto. He's been all over the field. Broken up by Anderson away from Jungle. And a bad pass by Hoskeby, and Houston just can't put anything together offensively.
That's 2 in a row by Hoskeby. Hoskeby on that diving save he made of Alberto's shot. Lost about 24 square inches of skin on the turf as he dove.
Referee says play on. Jungle wanted a handball. Go to the fans. Right from our over-the-goal shot. Here comes Houston. This is Krauthausen in the game. Down to Mangione. This pass behind Palahan, and there's that man Alberto again. And a foul's going to be called against Jimmy Palahan. Alberto has been all over this field, Kyle.
He holds several major indoor soccer league records, including 4 assists in one game in the playoffs. He also holds the regular season record for 4 assists in one game. I should say in one half, which he did in a game that we covered a few weeks ago.
10 minutes to play, third period.
Ooh.
Krauthausen just went over, and dangerous play. He really gave Molnar a shot. And Streniser says, what about him? What about 2 minutes for him? Look at that referee. Is he big or what? I wouldn't argue with him.
Here we'll see it on the replay. The ball's going to pop up in the air. Krauthausen coming in with the foot. Fortunately, it was up in the stomach and not in the groin area.
Mangione trying to steal the ball from Streniser. Messing fires for Jungle. Anderson rocks him from behind.
Pushing against Houston. Direct free kick, New York.
Direct free kick, New York now from the middle of the field. Val Tuxa on the back line with Streniser. Now goes for Molnar. Now what's the call going to be? It's going to be against Molnar. knocking Krauthausen down.
New York.
That might have been a makeup.
Yeah.
Not a makeup, but I think he was getting him back again.
Little turnabout.
Here comes Strenicer with the interception. Gene Strenicer lays it off for Molnar to Strenicer. Strenicer now for Sutevsky over the top. Houston has just been paralyzed in the second half. They just haven't created any kind of an opportunity. You're watching the MISL championship game.
Saves in the second quarter. Jeff Messing at 7 for a game total of 15. Nick Poole at 5.
Well, the last steal by Gene Strenicer came about because Houston did not come to meet the ball. As we have another steal. Poole coming out this time, no penalty, hit the ball. And Stevie Jungle going down. Jungle's incredible. He resists injury so well. He's had some of the hardest shots. He's taken some of the hardest shots during this season.
All right, Jungle, one-on-one with Anderson. He banks it in front. Took some, and it's saved. 5-2 New York. They've also had 2 goals disallowed, with B holding in front. Morielli is tackled into the, has the ball tackled into the crowd by Gene Strenicer. Houston needs a goal here. They need to get some confidence back offensively. There's a hard shot. Strenicer took it and deflected it into the crowd. Krauthausen whacked the shot. Just take this. All right, here's Mangione. Oh, not a good pass for Krauthausen. Now in front, and Messing saw it coming. Pass by Mangione, kind of casual in front of the goal. You got to do things quickly in this game, boy. This really takes great reflexes. And you've got to just speed up. If you played outdoor soccer, you just got to learn to speed it up, right, Kyle?
You sure do. It's a totally different kind of fitness.
Off the referee. Now it's going to be picked up by Ian Anderson. Morielli is fouled by Dorico from behind. They put it in play right away. And New York picks it off. Dorico to Strenicer to Dorico. 8:03 to play, third period. It's New York on top in this championship game, 5-2. Strenicer with Stremlau. They meet at the boards. Off Morielli. Back to Sutevsky. Sutevsky, who scored the second goal of the game for New York to give them a 2-1 lead. They've never been headed since. Morielli rolls it back to Mick Poole.
A lot of the New York Arrow wives and families in the stands today. Like to say hello to a lot of the Houston Summit families watching on Gulf Coast Cable in Houston. And in particular to Anthony Mungioli's mother, who drove all the way down from Dallas to watch the game.
That's incredible. Russell tried to slip it past Messing. All right, here's Luis Alberto. He's got Harshani on the left side. To Harshani. McLaughlin, Dorico, Harshani, Alberto, and Jungle for New York. Against Dale Russell, who has the ball now back to Poole. Stremlau, Ian Anderson, Kai Hoskeby, and Jimmy Polahan. Good throw. A lot of room here for Ian Anderson. Anderson comes on the attack. In the box, Mangione couldn't get it. Hoskeby outside the box. Back to Anderson. Deflection. McLaughlin headed it away in the box. Hoskeby. Ball came up and hit him in the nose. And out of Harshani. And New York comes the other way with 6.5 minutes to play. Third period championship game. They lead 5-2. The dangerous Steve Jungle. Now to Harshani. Back to Jungle, who has scored 99 goals this season, playoff and regular season. Here comes Hoskeby. Hoskeby is running with Russell in front. He's got Mangione on the left. He's got Geerling in front. Save. Here's Russell. Hoskeby at the glass. And cleared by Harshani. And the ball will be awarded to Houston. And Houston came very close that time. A golden opportunity for Harshani.
And Hoskeby upset because he felt he'd been fouled